This is a video for those among us who want to live a good life, to love, to grow old and have children and grandchildren, and come to die a good life, a quality life, and a happy, contented death, all in a good world. Notice I said a good world, and a good life, and a good death. Not a better world or a better life or a better death. A good world. What's the difference? Better is a measurement of comparison against something else. That something else is this world and this life. This is a movement of progression from here to there, a transition, not an ending. It is a movement of continuity seeking change, which is absolutely impossible, for any continuity is the denial of change. Better is the absolute nonsense of a thought-out, elitist-led Great Reset. You can't build back better from catastrophically tragic, dumb-witted, this demonic unfair we call our society. You cannot build back better from absolutely inhumane. You need to end catastrophically tragic to have anything good. The bad is ever unrelated to the good. To build back better from here is to build back better what? A better fraudulent fiat banking system, printing better fake money out of even thinner air, a better corrupt system of global government, joining hands with a better corporate too rich selfishly seeking class and cooking everyone's books to the point of absolute burnt toast. A better corrupted pharmaceutical industry, more interested in billions in weekly profits than human lives. A better religious system, a better one than building conceptual images internally to forever believe in and never be in a position to be able to question a single thing. Is this truly government? Is this truly finance? And is this truly health? Everything is crap. Everything we take so seriously has no meaning at all. All our order is disorder, and the time to face it is now. Until we face what is happening, how can we ever come to change it? Now please, before anyone comes gunning for my life, I am not attacking a single soul. I am merely stating observable facts. This life, for so many of us, is a crock of shit. Everything is breaking down. Every government organization, corporation, banks, alliances, allegiances, religions, nations is steeped to its neck today in the conflict which self-interest naturally brings. No one talks straight because everyone has a hidden agenda. Scientists work for corporations and governments and have turned their back absolutely on science in favour of large billionaire-funded paychecks. And billionaires now control and run our total system. Billionaires with stratospheric greed who can never stop accumulating. People who have too much money, too many possessions, are stealing everything from those of us who have not enough. There is a total, comprehensive lack of love, care, empathy, consideration, help, humanity, or compassion. The human race seems dead to such previously human, empathic characterized words, which have lost all purpose in their existence today. What we have built is a frothing, overheated pile of stinking, rotting scum. What has gone wrong with humanity? You can't throw stones, for this is endemic to our race, and it always has been. Look back through history. 1% of us today are acting like absolute tossers towards the majority of us. No hearts, no care, unfathomable self-interest, and a greed for more and more numbers, which is insatiable. Hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars is still not enough. The desire for more is forefront in life, ever, as is power and the manipulation of the lives of others. We cannot throw stones, because if we were sane, the 99% of us, well, such a perverse society could never have arisen in the first place. All of us are to blame for our current life predicament. No man can cast the first stone, for no man is free of blame here. The very way we live is responsible. The way we are, what we are. And what are we? We are the past. We live in thoughts, and thought is memory, recorded from past education and past experiences. Thought is memory. When we live in thought, we live in the past, and we are limited to considering what we have already experienced in our lives. If you are not part of my past, I will not consider your life at all. You mean nothing to me if thought is ever present and the actions of my life ever flowing from my thinking mind. How could I have relationship to you? How could I have care for you? I have had no experience of you from which arises my life considerations. And so the rich have come to find no care for the poor. Each nation is populated by human beings with no care for the human beings of other nations. Each religion the same. Each political ideology the same. Every division brings us to conflict, and our divisions are resident within the inner educated workings of our human thinking consciousness. And so living like this, ever caught in a movement of thinking, in a stream of words and images, ever moving in memory, ever living in the past, which is legacy of a childhood societal dumbing down, each of us has been forced to endure. We were forced to live in memory by virtue of enduring at least 12 years of compulsory schooling at a very impressionable age. We naturally now come to divide, for we have been programmed to live in memory in our past experiences. And as none of us holds the same past experience, so none of us has the same inner world of knowledge from which thinking arises. Our mechanical, automated, thought-driven approach to life, of ever repeating the past, of living within a field of knowledge, with limited and therefore thought in the driver's seat ever, is killing our race. Quite a problem. Every action we take in life grows out from a pattern of inner thinking, and all thinking is limited to past experiences. As we live individually, we build our society, and so continuity becomes very important to us, because thought, the past, precursors action, which can only move on the limitation of previous total experiences, and so builds ever continuously, and so continuity becomes very important to us, because thought, the past, precursors action, which can only move on the limitation of previous recorded total experiences, and so builds ever continuously along the very same divisive and conflicting tramlines, remembered and repeated from the past, into a never-ending conceptual future of continuity. We are machines of repetition, and what we repeat are divisions between each other, because we each are repeating from our own limited stored past experiences. We are in a dangerous situation. As long as we continue to allow our lives to be directed from the inner limited and therefore limiting and corrupting movements of inner thinking arising from past experiences and education, all limited and divisive in nature, all combined, the totality of every conflict any human being has ever endured within himself or with another, we are our only problem. The way we live is our only problem. Thought has no place in directing the course of our lives. Thought is memory, and memory is the past. This becomes an interesting issue once you find ability to move beyond the surface layers of disorder and inner division thought continuously engages within. Thought is division. Divisions within us, divisions between us. Our conflicts and our sufferings are being caused by psychological divisions between us, and these divisions automatically and naturally arise as each of us has been deeply programmed to ever live approaching life in this way. The brain has been scholastically conditioned to find security in living ever in memory and of forever carrying inner problems. Have you noticed the human brain's tendency to conceptualize every problem in words and images and ever play it over and over again internally? Over a decade in authority-led education has certainly left a mark on all of us. We are all living in the past, living in a land of inner words and images, ideologies, conclusions and concepts which divide us all and will destroy us all if we cannot in some way bring this inner disordered mechanism to absolute revolution. We need change what we are, inside to out. Do you see what you are inwardly? My bet is you think you are a thinker of thoughts. You are a thinker, right? A permanent entity which thinks thoughts morning to night and through the night. Wrong. Thought thinks you. But please, do not accept a single thing I am stating. You have accepted way too much in your life already. Way too much. And because of this, we are all living another kind of existence than what life had intended for us. We truly do not even understand psychologically what we are. Our thinking minds are limited, divisive, steeped in conflict, and we find importance in what we should think while understanding nothing of how we think. We run from ourselves. We chase after ourselves. We place value in the valueless and turn our backs on the holiest of holies and the silence and depth of the infinite universe forever in front of our eyes. We are so sick. We are almost dead. Our lives are worthless living this way. I care not what anyone tells me of progressive technology, of wealth, of money, of mansions, of private planes, of owning the world on some God trip. It is all so pointless, so childish, so steeped in the classroom measurement of children. It means nothing. If you have no understanding of what you are nothing other than a machine. You may be a polished machine, you may be an expensive machine, but your inner thinking is perverting your life and the world around you, and so is a destructive component in this universe, the way it currently approaches life. Change. What does it mean to change? A change implies the ending of that which came before. Otherwise, there has been no change. Can you deny what came before? Which is to deny thinking, for thought is movement of what came before. Thought is memory. Can you deny memory? Which is to deny thinking. Not through division, not forcefully, not seeking to better your current position in an ideological conceptual future, but in seeing the actions of thinking moment by moment and coming to an understanding of the functions of thought laid bare through the constant determined activity of watching from silence, watching and listening from a position of absolute silence. Then, if you can travel so far, you will by yourself become a god among men. No god seeking to dominate the lives of others, but you will come to understand your true place in this universe, which is always right here and right now. Not through thought, but through perception previously hidden, now revealed in crystal clear vision of a mind that has patiently come to understand its inner workings, and so is now at last free to look at the universe in front of its eyes in the only time which ever existed or ever will exist. Free at last from slavery to the past. We must waken up or die trying. It has come to this. No one is coming to save us. Everyone is self-interested. Every organization, every nation, every religion, every corporation, every government, and every individual human being. We are all corrupted in self-interest, and so we have no eyes even to see another, let alone to help. We need to bring about an inner revolution. We need to die to what we have been, for our race needs to change its behaviour. We need to find a new quality entering into our lives. We need to end that which divides us, and upon investigation, if we investigate without bias, we will certainly come to see that which divides us is our very own thinking, what we are, the ground of our being, the inner pervasive movements of thinking flowing from past memories, dividing and destroying the human race. We will be the change, if there is to be one at all. We are it, and the change will be our ending. Otherwise, where has the change been, and to what? I am no Christian, but Christ, real or fictional in nature, impresses upon me. Not the Christian church at all, but the man's stated spoken words, at least some of them. Unless a man be born again, he cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. Heaven is not far away. It is here and it is now. To find it, we need end that which is hiding it. Heaven may be another word for creation, and creation has its roots only in this present moment. We live in the past. You cannot live in the past and the present moment simultaneously. One denies the other, and we have never truly been alive. Our life has been one of continual concepts and memories. We are never silent to simply witness the depth, the beauty, the silence, and the magnificence of the universe we all occupy, which is where we meet, here and now. Where else? In a concept of a thought-invented future? What a strange race we are. This universe, this present moment is the same wonder for us all. Life holds so much potential, yet to be so good for mankind. Not better, for better is a movement in time, and so a continuity of that which must come to end. But good, it is when we end what came before that we truly begin to live differently. Only then. Until then, we are all living on repeat mode from memory. Look at what we repeat. We are sitting on a cliff edge, and we are wavering at the edge, close to falling over. Times of great crisis can go anyway. There is opportunity of light here, as there is potential for further and deeper darkness, and there is no choice between these two. The action of looking without adding further thought is the action which can change our lives. Looking from silence. Stop adding thought to thought and begin to only listen. Allow thought to reveal its every movement to you, and then question and watch to the point of complete understanding. What or who is you? What is watching thought? Be aware of all thinking. Never run from thinking. Never run towards thinking, for this produces distortion in your life. Slow the process down and observe closely without adding further language internally, which becomes a barrier to what is seen. You are beginning to awaken the senses. School shuts this ability down. We were forced into a repetitive daily habit of inward concentration, and that movement has become our lives. It is so sad and so tragic. We live within an inner educated, illusionary world. We have lost ability to be aware even of what we are. To be aware demands complete inner silence. Every child is born with this ability before the concentrated memory training of over a decade of mandated so-called education. Your mind has been trained into you. It is based on language, and language is learned, educated information. You were not, you could not have been born with this educated linguistic mind. You were born in awareness, in silence. The inner world you now inhabit is societal programming, ego, the factor of division and destruction between us. If we seek a free world, we need cease being controlled. We need come out from under the wings of all authority, and our past-based knowledge we carry within is an authority. No one controlled by the past is free, and we are being controlled by this inner, automatically functioning inner movement of societal divisive continuity. You think your life is not running on automatic? Then stop thinking. This movement is not natural to life. Memory is not the function of the human mind responsible for taking charge of all of life. To allow such a state of affairs is to introduce complete disorder to life, which is what our societies have accomplished in our lives by programming us as young children to ever live within the field of memory. Understanding and reversing the damage internally done will bring us back to our true nature, and we need do nothing to achieve a single thing. We need only end that which has been societally programmed into us, which is the movement of the past and continuous daily processes of thinking. Our true nature is not held in becoming in a fictitious, isolated, divisive, and totally conceptual future. Our true nature is here and now. Here and now have already arrived. Here and now are the same for all of us. When we cease looking through the contradictory biases of our past memories, the kingdom is here. We only need stop dreaming to come to see it.
To penetrate into this, the mind must be completely silent.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Otherwise, you are projecting something into it.
Right. Right. It is not projecting into anything.
The absolute silence.
Right.
And That silence is not the product of control,
Right.
wished for, premeditated, predetermined.
Right.
Therefore, that silence is not brought about through will,
Right.
right?
Right.
Now, in that silence, there is this sense of something beyond all time, all death, all something
Yeah. No.
And
nothing, not a thing. You understand?
Yes.
Nothing, and therefore empty, and therefore tremendous energy.